What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gab about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. So please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan, Mr. 9 out of 9 Norman, joined, most of the time, by the second best podcaster in the world, Daniel, the Big Daddy Reaby. How was the ice cream you had before, man?
Oh, the ice cream, Nathan Milton Norman. It was interesting with the pickle mustard / bacon ice cream you offered me. But
yeah, you're welcome.
Yes. As a famous artist / musician, one Frederick Durst once said, you got to keep rolling.
He did say, I do remember that quote.
He did quote that.
So, he did quote that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just roll on after that ice cream, and I only ate a few spoonfuls because it didn't take my taste buds. So.
Fair enough.
Pickle and mustard.
Pickle mustard swirl with bacon bits. Ice cream.
I tried. I failed.
No, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, somebody who didn't have any terrible ice cream today, he's all hat. Oh, his all hat, no cowboy. It's Ryan, Big Wheel Fenton.
Ooh.
Wow, that's a new one. I'm pretty happy with that one, actually. Thanks, Nathan.
All hat, no cowboy.
Yeah.
Well, how's it going, buddy?
Yeehaw.
Yeah, well, mate. All happy days, mate. And good to see me and Reaby at the house. It feels like it's been for ages with the two of us.
That's it, mate. We had to have a mid-season spell, didn't we? You know, us showmen, where, can't be there all year round, but now we've had our mid-year spell and we got our little rests out of the way. I think we should be able to get through the year now really strong.
There's only one person that's on every week. You're looking at him.
Well, you're the host, so you have to.
Yeah, I have to be.
But,
we're a bit like what Chris Cott's saying, mate. We want a mid-year rest, to really freshen up for the second half, don't we?
Yeah,
So,
and now it's just full tilt.
What about my rest?
But how good was it, fellas? 9 games of footy back on, finally.
Yeah, loved it.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Except for one game, I didn't really like it too much, but we will get into that later. Alright, well...
Have we got Stilo in the house, or is he not?
That's what I'm moving on to before you stepped all over it. That's alright. Yes, on the ones and twos. He's faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. He can leap tall buildings at a single bound. It's the man of steel, Stilo. What's going on, Stilo?
Yeah, boy, I made it down. Full house, I'm back in action. I'm on the number 4, 440. Let's go.
Yes, he's happier than a butcher's dog. Happier than a butcher's dog sitting over there, Steelo. Look at him.
Going off like a hornet in a glass bottle.
Mate, he's got his Nintendo and his tech shit to do. He'll be set.
Only a couple of winners on tonight too, out of us all boys. So it'd be
You don't
interesting to see how the night goes.
You don't need to bring that up. Hey, I am a winner as well. Alright, that's something you need to remember. Alright.
Oh, no.
Alright, well, do we have a topic of the show this week, boys?
Do we have a topic
I reckon we've got
of the
enough
show?
games to go through. We probably don't need a
We've
topic.
got enough
I reckon.
games to
There's
go
a lot of
through,
topics, though, isn't there? I mean, it's been juicy at the moment. I mean, umpiring's just taken forefront, hasn't it?
Oh.
I haven't had a problem with it. It's just umpiring. Everybody always has a problem with the umpires.
I think it's just a little bit of where the
that.
game's got to more with the rules, more than it's the umpiring.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's definitely not the umpires at fault, so to speak, but it's just a big jumble, and geez, isn't it a big talking point at the moment across the, probably the hierarchy.
Holding the ball, it's just a different thing all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, alright, this is what the game is now, I guess.
Look, it's just the interpretations that are getting slung around a lot, which are making it all pretty wish-washy, but it's a bit of a mess at the moment, and there's been some deep conversations the last few days.
Yeah, there should be, really, because it's fundamentally changing the whole game.
But the game's changing too, so maybe the rules need to change with it.
I feel like the tackling hold the balls back to what it actually used to be like, the footy.
Okay.
For years they just let it go, people dropping the ball, not getting rid of it properly, but now they're actually watching players dispose of it properly. If not, they're getting hold of the ball, and I feel like it's back to sort of 90s, early 2000s footy.
I think that's pretty that's pretty fine. It's
I'll tell you what, it does make it a bit more frustrating because there's a number of calls where like that would have been holding the ball.
Yeah.
That would have been holding the ball. That would have been holding
Or
the ball. What do you
should
mean that's not holding the ball anymore?
Yeah.
And yeah, but ultimately it is making the game flow faster. You know, less stoppages.
Well, that's
which is
what
what
it's
you
there
want.
for.
You know, you want an exciting game.
Yeah, and you
And
should
if you're
get
getting
rewarded.
spun around 360, you know, or more, and you haven't got rid of the ball, it's basically holding the ball, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, well, not now. Now you can just break free from that tackle, get tackled again, and then handball it off and be fine. It's just, do you drop it? If you drop it, you're fucked.
a lot of pressure on the umpies, though, to get it right.
Yeah, well,
There is.
there always is pressure on the umpires. They, don't feel sorry for them. Don't feel sorry for them. Because I don't
And
believe
the-
any of them are
and the-
being, like, conspiratorial or anything.
No, not
Just-
at all.
just
we
making
mentioned-
mistakes.
Like we mentioned a few weeks ago, the tag's definitely back as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
It's
tag.
been back for the last month, so it's good, you know, changing it up a bit.
Yeah, what's your disposal, Maltese, guys?
It's a little interesting though
Gotta
with
watch 'em.
some because there's some tags going on and they're very clear, and then it's almost you're either getting tagged or you're just free. You know, even on the weekend they went to Chalor and left the Bont virtually on his own for almost all the game, and it is interesting how many blokes are getting to run with a lot of space when they're heavily tagging someone else in the side. How much unattention some other blokes are getting. So it's been interesting
Yeah.
with the
But
tag
for-
coming back in.
For an example like that, obviously, other sides see Bont is more influenced than what Traor does with the footy, so they obviously put the hard tag on Bont, and it's let Traor sort of get off the chain a bit, but don't want Bont to do all the damage, I suppose. There's all different ways to look at it, isn't
Yeah,
there?
but Trelaw's been doing a lot of damage, like, the past however long. Like, he's been solid. Like,
Fantastic player.
you can't, you can't
tag.
snub him. Just
tag's
take care of
really
Bob Belly,
bad.
who
And
is also another fantastic player. So
No, well, and another noticeable story on the weekend was obviously Stewart. So they pushed him into the midfield, which was quite a move from Geelong, you know, to break that tag that he's been copping on the back line. And
Yeah, exactly.
it worked exponentially. They had Tui across the back line doing the old Stewart role. They had the bull in there himself, Stewart, winning the footy. I haven't got his stats in front of me right now, but he had 20 plus and played a real good game.
Thanks to you as well.
And it was a great move by the Cats coaching staff to put him up there, but to keep him up there for the game and not get sucked into going, okay, we need to get him back.
Yeah.
And be interesting to see how long the chess game continues. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
that's right.
he's a solid midfielder, and I'm sure in due time, when all the heat dies down a bit and he's back to other magnets are focused on, he might slide back again. But at the
But
moment,
that just shows what the Cats have to do because of the tag now, isn't it? So it's not just shutting off the player. The Cats have to have another gear to do that too.
Yeah.
Don't they? Like it.
but well used to get him in the guts and use him for a real solid portion of the game in there. And what a result.
That's it. Oh, it's interesting times, I reckon. It's good.
Yeah, so there's a few good topics out there this week, wasn't there, Nathan?
yeah, well, let's not linger on them too long, shall we?
No.
And we'll get into the last week's games.
Did you want some juicier topics, like maybe a scandalous topic?
Well, it'd be nice.
Yeah, no, nothing juicy.
No, look, it's at
Or
your
just football
It's
stuff.
at your discretion.
Yeah, it was all just football stuff.
It's
So.
at your discretion, bro. Yeah, I take input from my co-host because I'm magnanimous.
No scared.
All right.
Is there any coach watch this week, Daniel, or did you fire enough last week, mate?
Coach watch, I mean, at the moment, I spent a little bit of time observing St Kilda this week, funny enough.
Really?
Ross, I mean, he's safe at the club. The club are backing him, which is all we ask when we get put under the spotlight.
Well, it's only been a couple of years. hasn't it?
But geez, at the moment, game style's coming under a lot of pressure, and he has made a firm note to especially the players, but the media and all the outside, that we won't be influenced by the outside, especially for the next year while they're on the path. And I really hope it's him just building from defence, because at the moment we're heading into being the lowest, ranked offensive side in the comp, and it's doesn't really get you into finals and win your finals when you're not a heavily scoring side. So hopefully at the moment we're just on a learning curve, but Max King and all the issues going on, so I'm sure the hierarchy at St Kilda are looking closely after giving Ratton the heave-ho and just making sure that it's on track, because Rossi, you could be as quickly chucked on the boat and sent out of town. But obviously Kenny getting the win on the weekend, I mean, it was really important for him and kept some stability there. And week by week at the moment for Port Adelaide, isn't it?
Even Longyear mid-year was looking down the barrel, and their team's sitting third now, Freo, you know?
Yeah, he's onto a good thing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, well.
But, I mean, again, Freo, definitely not to bash them or put the coach on the spotlight.
They're punching above their weight right now, don't you reckon?
They're still ranked in the bottom 4 in the comp for the defensive numbers. So at the moment, their offensive is just getting them everywhere, and they're doing quite well. They're the second-ranked team in the competition for centre clearances. So put in context that they're getting the ball out of the middle and they're turning it over 50% of the time from that midfield takeout. You know, you think about how valuable midfield takeouts are, and to win it.
So valuable.
Melbourne do it well and get it forward and look to score and lock it in especially. So Freo, as much as they're winning a lot of ball and putting it in there, they aren't putting it on the board like they probably should be. So there's a lot more room for improvement is probably the bit there. But, you know, when you come up against Carlton and Sydney later in the year, who are the 2 top defensive ranked sides in the competition at the moment, lo and behold, you know, Freo ranked bottom 4. I mean, there's a big gap there, and, you know, Carlton and Sydney will pull you apart if you give them the ball from the back line. Then, so, yeah, that's interesting bits to watch, but that's, you know, Longmuir's building still, and if he can get another 2 real strong players in his list in the next year, forwards and running, you know, goal-kicking mids.
Maybe a Max King.
So, yeah, interesting times ahead for Freo because they're highly rated, but yet their numbers still, you know, because they're getting so much ball down there, they probably should be winning some of these games, but does it stack up later in the year? Will be the...
Yeah, like you said, one of those teams they should be worried about Sydney, and they just beat Sydney, but look how close the game was, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and Sydney gave them a great start. I mean, they've been doing it consistently lately too, Sydney, so...
Alright, well, I think we should move on because we've just about brought up all these things that happened within last week's games. Let's just get into last week's games.
We've just warmed it up.
Brisbane versus Melbourne at the Gabba Friday Night Football. It was Brisbane 11-20-86 to Melbourne 11-15-81. Brisbane by 5 points in the end. Fuck me.
Disappointing to be a Melbourne supporter, wasn't it?
Well, not really, because I thought we were going to get pumped, and I thought we did pretty well to only lose by 5 points. Yeah, I'm walking away with this, a proud Melbourne supporter.
Yeah.
Woo!
But it was really
we didn't get beaten by as much as I thought we would. Woo!
It was one to pinch, mate. I mean, I was at home cooking up. What were we cooking up that night? We were cooking up a storm that night in the kitchen. We had
spaghetti.
Oh, I was making a pasta. That's right.
big board.
A big pasta, but then also Mum cooked up a dinner as well and brought it round, so we sort of had the double dinner. It was big, and we're watching it, and Melbourne were off to a flyer.
We were looking good.
Obviously, Mum's right into her tips.
It was a very fast-paced first quarter, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, and Melbourne were in the game, and that was the bit where you went, right, it's on. So I suppose with Brisbane's ineffectiveness on the night, it's probably a shame that Melbourne didn't pinch it, because it really would set up the season. You know, it was probably one where if you pinch that, you know, you're in the 8 and you're just thereabouts to just go, right, we're still here. But I just feel like that deflates your tyres that little bit more. And
we were up for most of the game.
You were, but it was a great one.
60-70% of the game, the D's were winning that one, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a good performance overall, but we couldn't hold it down. And we got beaten by the better side on the day.
I think the highest score you got, it was about 20 points up, the highest you got by the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was probably the biggest lead of the game as well, for either side.
How was Brisbane's goal kicking? I mean, Melbourne weren't great themselves, but Brisbane, it was actually laughable, wasn't it? Joey Danaher, I mean, Steelo, you must have just been throwing things at the wall. Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
Well, Danaher, 2 goals, 1. He kicked more than he missed.
Well, he must have missed a handful. Yeah, because he genuinely...
We don't talk about those ones.
He genuinely kicked it bad on the night. And
from that, I reckon it's been rumoured, because of the halftime score, it's been rumoured Fagan went in and gave Hugo, bloody Neil and bloody Dunkley a bit of a rev up at half time to get them going. Put their stats up on the board and said, "Come on, lift, fellas."
Yeah, no, well.
Dunkley definitely responded.
Yeah. And Hugh McCluggage responded in the last kick of the game too, didn't he?
I think the concerning thing for Melbourne is they really got outplayed on the night. The scoreboard probably just brushes over that a little bit. I think if Brizzy kicked straight and had their way across the night, they probably should have had a strong lead.
Well, no, because they had 6 rush behinds.
Look, as well,
and
but I'm just saying
Melbourne had 0 rush behinds. So essentially, Melbourne had more missed shots than Brisbane did.
Alright, look, justify it how you want, but I was watching the game intently, and yes, it wasn't good signs for the D's. I just feel like little rudderless.
Yeah, I had a couple of mentions for the first half. I said, bloody Van Roolen was on fire for the D's.
He was kicking ass. He was doing really well. I got him for 2 goals or more on my multi as well, which was very nice.
Mate, he was everywhere in the first half, and then I reckon that, Cosy Pickett.
Yeah,
5 goals.
Mate, what a great game.
He's on the top of my list,
really.
But really, Bruce-free Fritsch, he didn't really turn up, unfortunately.
Pickett got man
1
of the
goal,
match,
3.
actually. I heard him after the game.
I think Oliver did, didn't he?
Well, from the votes I heard might have been SCN, they gave Oliver the 3 votes. Cosy Pickett the 3 votes, and I thought that was really well fitting for a losing side, getting the 3 votes as well, though. So he played unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got the coaches' votes, and Pickett got 9, Dunkley got 9, McCluggage got the 6, Jack Finey 4, and Zorko the 2 votes. So
really?
My coaches' votes.
So Oliver wasn't even up there. Okay, well.
No.
Yeah.
The circles I was talking to were saying Clayton Oliver did surprisingly well considering his form as of late.
Yeah.
So.
But, also too, thought I was watching the last minute of the game. I thought I was watching the wrong code. I saw bloody Neil Bullen. He got the ball and he just got like a try over the line. I had to deliver it out of bounds. What's all that about?
He wanted to give them the game.
Oh no, he just jumped
sideways. Kick a goal now.
How good was it?
I was like, am I watching rugby here? What's happening? What the? And then obviously they gave, Hugo the bloody goal to win the game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're pretty tough on
man. Thank you for bringing that up again. But I guess we're supposed to bring it up. But still, I'm not happy about it.
It was on my notes.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was incredible, man. Honestly.
And then I noticed Huey McCluggage came in and made sure he got the kick instead of Joey Danaher, who was sniffing around for the kick.
Sniffing around, wasn't he? He was sniffing around for that.
Yeah, Huey just got in the middle, and the umpire said, "No, your kick, Huey," and then Joey had to hand it over, but he was sniffing. But what a win there by Brizzy.
Yeah. Stabbing me in the heart. But hey, no, as I said, I tipped Brisbane. I didn't think Melbourne were going to win, and I was correct in that. But I also didn't think it'd be that close. I didn't think Melbourne would be in a position to actually win the game, and they were. They were in that position. They just fucked up.
Crazy game. I was just going to say too, and I'm sure Steelo was happy with this. It's been 12 months in the waiting. Good to see Will Ashcroft back from his ACL too, mate.
100%.
Got a bit of the footy too, didn't he look good?
I assume that's a Marcus Ashcroft relative.
It is his son.
That's his son,
thought so.
Just ask Reaby.
Never ask him.
See those bottom blocks out there.
Alright, moving on to the next game. It's Saturday at Marvel Stadium. The Doggies versus North Melbourne. North Melbourne, 9-6-60. The Doggies, 11-11-77. It was the Doggies by a slim 17 points, really, against North. What do you reckon, Big Wheel?
Yeah, it's interesting. Bit of an interesting game, wasn't it? I was watching it. I was actually listening to this one on the radio, just doing things around the house and on the radio. I'm actually back listening to the radio a bit now. I've started this podcast.
Good for footy, isn't it? Makes for a good game.
I've fallen back in love with it just because you can get things done and still hear the footy. So it's really good. But I was just going to say, by the end of it, mate, it's pretty much what you expected. Doggies, They almost got out to a 40-point lead, so I was sort of like, this is sort of where it's at. But then the Kangas brought it back a bit late and a respectable 17-point win. So
they.
So I don't know if the Dogs will be too pumped with that or not, but they got the W, and that's what they sort of need at the moment, just to get by. So, but I did notice they had good old Lob down in the back line.
Rob Lob.
He was down back, mate. They're trialling that one out. The doggies.
Isn't it Loeb?
Rob Lob.
Right, well, no, we just call him whatever. Rob Lob Gob Job, whatever he's called, right?
The Rob Lob Gob Job.
Loeb is.
Yeah, Loeb. That's another good player. Yep.
There's a few question marks, but that next week though, because they're going to have Aaron Norton back, so they're wondering if they're going to go too tall again. Are they going too tall, the doggies, for the pointy end of the season or not? Which was obviously a debate at the start of the year too, wasn't it? But so they're finding a spot for Rob Lob back, and yeah, I don't know, mate. What do we reckon? So obviously Bontempelli was a superstar again. Yeah. Can't stop him.
The man's unleashed.
He was.
Yeah, he's up there in the top 5 for the Brownlow at the moment for sure.
It was iffy to play on the night because he had.
Didn't he have back problems?
I think he had a sore back during the week.
All week he was going in an injury cloud, wasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely was, and so he's obviously got up and performed. But like I said, they went to Chalor for the attention, so it's interesting that he got to run free.
Jeez.
And and rack up his 35. But notable mention to Cherry as well for North. He's playing in the ruck there and had his 34 hitouts, and it's just dominated though by the dogs at the top. I mean Sheasel and Eunice Daviak for North were probably just a little bit quieter than they would have hoped. Sheasel still had 27, but
standard.
He's doing his bit, but probably not as effective on the day. And Uniac, he's going to be a star for the club, and they really look like they're going to keep him. They're going to keep him. Like the talk going around that he wants to stay, and if they can really build a few of these younger guys that have potential coming through to all stay, they're going to get a list together pretty quickly. So,
and then,
with Sheasel and Sherry. And
number 38 for North, Tristan, I don't know how to spell the last name. It's like Zeki, Ezik or something? Ezri? How do you spell that last name?
Sherry.
Sherrick, is it?
It's Sherry, yeah.
So it's like a silent X or something, is it?
Yeah. Zeri or Sherry.
It's like Gina.
Yeah, we haven't really... I don't reckon we've really brought him up that much, have we, this year?
I've never heard this man's name before.
I mentioned him handfuls of times early in the year, actually, in their youngster potential list.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
I did, because I wasn't totally sure how to pronounce his name. Even though I saw him play a few times. Was rolling with Zeri early.
Jerry.
Oh, mate, it's nearly the end of the season. I still didn't know what it was.
It's like Zena.
Zena.
Sherry.
Zari or something.
Zari, the warrior princess.
He starred, didn't he? He absolutely starred.
He really does play.
He did
really
well.
Complete game for him, the young fella. So, good work from North still, to come back at the Dogs there. I saw the scores when they were 40 down. I mean, in the third quarter, North didn't score. Sorry, in the second quarter. But Doggies only kicked 1 goal. So it was very tight, and it was good brand of footy going on. It wasn't just defensive scrub.
But just also need to bring up Bontempelli, 20 contested possessions. Oof.
It's 3 behinds too. Imagine if he kicked a couple of goals.
If he kicked a couple of goals, he would have gotten best player. But unfortunately, Jerry Warrior Princess did.
Did Larky even kick a goal? I think he did.
Larky, he's right down the bottom there, isn't he? 0 goals, 0 now.
Yeah.
So that's See, that's a couple of weeks now. That's 2 weeks he hasn't even kicked a goal yet now, Larky.
Yeah, it's very surprising.
It's at the 5 touches. I mean, concerning he didn't have a shot.
Yeah, he usually bags at 4, 5, 6.
He definitely.
He ain't shy.
They need a centre half forward for him, mate, to help him out a bit, don't they? Come on. I know they need a lot more, but a centre half forward would help at least. But interesting. But really brings the Doggies back up, mate. They're still lingering around 9 for the ladder, so they're just doing what they need to do at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, but what do you guys reckon, Liberatore? How's he looking? How's he faring since he's come back?
Not too bad.
Probably. Yeah, he's in there. He's in there still.
He's in there. Yeah, he's in there. But he's not what he was.
He's just ticking them over, and he's not doing
He's
anything
getting
wrong.
back into the groove, or he's just treading water, or what?
I mean, I think they're clearly trying to play him as not such an inside player, especially on the just to bring him back. He can't help himself. He finds himself in around the bounce a lot of the ball as it is. So, they can't change much. He's just got to take time to just find his feet and get a continuity of games under his belt again. I mean, didn't he play...
He always tends to find a way to kick a goal too, doesn't he, Libba? Like,
Yeah,
always gets
he'll
in
be
there,
right,
kicks
I
a
mean,
goal.
How old's Libba? What, 32, say?
Yeah, he's getting near the end of it.
So he'll be 32, so I'm pretty sure he'll shape up for probably one more good year where, they'll probably look to use him a little bit forward and probably rotate him. Probably just doesn't have to play as much midfield. There can be plenty of roles around the back line. All these different, players float around pretty quickly now, so...
Yeah, well, fair enough.
It's just going to see how he revamps himself, though, if he's going to not play poor minutes in the guts.
I reckon if they've got a few easy games coming up too, I reckon they should just rest him too, really. Just get him nice and fresh if they can make finals.
Yeah, just pay him to do nothing, yeah.
Pay him to do nothing. That's exactly what it is.
That's it.
Jesus.
Half his luck.
Alright. Well, yeah.
He could go to Paris.
Let's move on to the next game. It is Sydney versus the Dockers at the SCG. It is Sydney 14-14-98 to Flagmantle 15-9-99. Flagmantle by a point. Reeves, how insane was this one? Who saw it coming?
Insane to the membrane.
Wow.
Yeah.
It rocked me to the core because I wanted the tip, and
Yeah,
I
of course you
tipped
did.
Sydney.
But everybody tipped Sydney, so it didn't matter.
I know, but I wanted the tip. But I was obviously upset. I was at golf, walking along in the rain. Actually, no, driving along because we had the hurricane, and had the footy on, watching the last quarter, and couldn't believe what I was seeing when. Who was it again? Who marked it? McDonald marked it, and he had a shot. You're going, he's 51 out when he kicks it. He'll get the distance. He'll score. And, didn't he make a mare of the effort?
Absolutely bellied it, mate.
Oh, that was an ugly kick.
Sad
And then the
day.
Freo players, though, they had to scramble to make sure of the bounce of the ball because it did come in a bit hot cakey. And one of it bounced, but then one of them definitely managed to snaffle it up and kill the ball. But how would that be if it was a bigger novelty bounce that went maybe over some people or through legs? And
Someone touched it through.
yeah, well, touched through would be a point still, wouldn't it? It's not dead ball if you touch it.
I'll just say, I'll give credit to Freo, man. They obviously not even gave him a chance, and to go in without Alex Pearce, their captain, and he's been absolutely jammed down back.
Yeah.
And to go in without him, he's got a fractured forearm. Like, what a great effort, man.
7 goals to 2 in the first quarter. I mean, that set the platform, didn't it? That set the mantle for Fremantle to really just go bang. And, at half time, they're up by 5 goals. 3-quarter time, 3 goals. So they're coming. And in the end, they were just able to hang on. And, really hats off. And all the Freo players up the top of the ratings there was Sharp, Ryan, Sarong, Wagner. They're all just stepping up some of these Freo lesser names. Especially with blokes like Wagner. A bit of a journeyman, Wagner, and he's been around a few clubs now. But his kicking precision is what the coach is picking him for. And he's picking apart some teams' defences with some ripping field kicking. And, they're really playing good roles, the Freo players. And Nat Fyfe on the weekend, another one to watch in the tagging space. Who would have thought, Nathan?
I definitely did not.
You didn't, and you're the man with the bum, and so is Fyfe. And you would have thought you'd be watching him closely.
No, I feel like Fyfe is is at the end of his career. Like,
He's still got a bum.
He's all,
It just keeps
It doesn't give him powers. Fuck.
Well, it should. If it gave you powers playing footy, then I'm sure it gives Nat Fyfe. I mean, he's won a Brownlow, for God's sake.
Alright, so, and if it doesn't give me powers, then it should give me powers.
Hey, he's won 2 Brownlows.
He has. Did we confirm that? Yeah? Did we confirm it, or...?
Oh, well, I know it's confirmed. I don't know if Nathan does, though.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I don't even care.
Is,
Reaby, just a quick thing, mate. You went through the list of, the top players there, but did you notice one thing?
That Blakey was the player in the game.
Blakey, definitely good, but how was that, mate? The Sydney trio, none of them were even there to be seen.
Very noticeable, wasn't it?
So you got, Golding, Heaney and Warner, and what actually Freo did, first game of the season ever, no three got a goal.
Wow. Yes, no, it was interesting to see them all have not the worst days, but definitely not have the influence they've been having all year. And hats off again to Freo and the coaching staff, the way Fife was able to rotate and they were able to just really keep heavy check on Heaney all day. And
Mate.
yeah, it's about time Sydney had a little stumble, I feel.
Yeah, it's about time, really. Like they were looking impervious at the top there. And, look. Fremantle have cut them. Now they're bleeding. And now all the other teams can sense their weakness.
I mean, you still had Golden had 21, Warner had 23, and Heaney had 20. So they've all still got in the 20s, but...
Yeah, but I think their aim was to make them not score any goals because they've done it every game. Every game.
Well, like I said, Freo lead the comp. They're second in the comp for centre clearances.
Yeah.
So
I think our mate Faber in New Zealand was quite humble about the win. He was texting me. He's just pretty happy with it. So he wasn't carrying away, but he was a little bit happy. So.
No, he would have been beside himself, the old Purple Haze. Or Mzungu.
Oh, good on him.
This honestly, they're sitting third on the ladder. Like, who would have thought this? Honestly, this is
it's not. It's not ending up. They're not ending up there. They're gonna drop.
I'm going to quickly chuck in a little Fenno fun fact too. That I'm going to say this is probably one of the biggest wins in the club's, not history, but in the last 6 or 7 years, because they were the youngest side in the competition on the weekend. So to travel to Sydney and beat the top of the ladder side with the youngest team in the comp on paper this weekend, I think that's one of the biggest wins for the club in the last 5 to 6 years.
Is that
That doesn't really sound like a fact.
Hey, is that an opinion or a fact?
That's not a fact.
Well, it's my opinion. That's one of the biggest.
I'll give you a fact if you want a fact.
That they beat Geelong in a final.
Fremantle broke Sydney's 16-game winning streak, and they also broke Melbourne's in 2021.
Well, it makes sense.
Boom.
Wait,
That's
16
That's down for everyone.
16 wins by Sydney in this streak or a different streak?
No, whatever they've won, however many they've won in a row.
Are they up to 16?
Well, they lost to Richmond pretty early on.
Yeah, they can't be up to 16.
Against Freo.
It's going to be like 10.
Whatever it is.
It's about 10.
But whatever Sydney's longest streak now, and then they beat Freo beat Melbourne when in 21 as well.
I remember. I thought we were going to go the year without losing a game.
You had just bet on Melbourne that week to go through the year undefeated, and then they managed to lose a game. That was good.
Oh, wait, 21? No, that wouldn't have been.
But,
I think you mean 22.
But yes, so no, it was...
Still, get back to us on how many games Sydney won, can you?
No worries.
He'll get right on that.
They lost in round 3.
There you go. So it's been about, what?
10.
What round is it?
14
17.
games. 14
So,
rounds.
yeah.
14 rounds.
Yeah, look, I wasn't calling you on anything, but yeah, fair enough.
Mate, I just had to come up with that on the top of my head. Like,
That would have been 10 in a row if they lost in round 14.
Well, look, nobody got that tip.
They've had a bye too.
Nobody got that tip. Nobody thought Fremantle was going to do it.
No, I didn't give them
And
hope.
it was quite an upset and
Actually, I gave them
quite a
hope.
moment. Quite a
I did
moment.
give them a hope.
Reaby, I give your opinion thumbs up, mate.
Yeah. Biggest win for Fremantle since they beat Geelong down at the Cattery in a final.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, look, I'm just hating every factor.
That's
Right?
the only final we've ever had. Too.
Well, fun times. Now let's move our fun times back into the
let's go.
serious times,
12 Sydney streaks.
and we'll move on to the next game.
Give Blakey a good job, though. Good game.
Saturday afternoon at the People First Stadium. It is Gold Coast versus Collingwood. Gold Coast 14-17, 101 to Collingwood 13-12, 90. Gold Coast by 11 points.
Go the Coast.
Woo!
Wow.
Reaves.
Wow. Mate, the team's still celebrating that couple out, mate. Trust me.
Oh.
Yeah, that was insane. And I loved it because, that was another one that I got up on everybody else, mostly. Gold Coast at home. That was a great option. Just unbeatable at home. Unwinnable out of home.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. The tipster's nightmare, and Reaby got it right, so unbelievable.
Oh, look, the stat continues.
I got it right.
The stat continues.
I know.
Ryan, you need to understand that I got it right as well, alright?
Have you seen who's North playing this week? Gold Coast.
No.
Gold Coast at home.
Gold Coast at Marvel.
Surely the hoodoo breaks this week.
I don't know what to think about that.
No, I think they have lost one game this year, not at home.
Anyway, fellas, anyway.
No.
So, with the game coming, there was actually question marks about Ben King's knee, but before the game, but he obviously pulled through and played the game and played a pretty good game. Didn't he kick 4 or 5 goals?
He played well, Kingy, the better King.
Yeah.
The better King.
Bit of a concern, and obviously the Pies had Pendlebury back, DeGoey, Mycheck, so it was looking like pretty dangerous with these players back, but wowee, the Sunners, mate, they got it done, didn't they? They got a bit of a lead up, and
didn't they?
What was it? I saw them they were nearly at least 35 points up during the third quarter, something like that.
Yeah.
But then, as the Pies do, mate, they tried to come back, didn't they? And geez, they were close. But Craig McRae's actually getting a bit sick of it apparently now, and sick of the way this is panning out, and wants to just be ahead the whole time, always coming back, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But, it was a pretty interesting game. Midfield, Anderson played well, but just shows, mate. The Sunners they're a different side at home, like we've said all year, aren't they, Reeves?
Yeah.
They sure are.
Well, look, round 4 they lost at home. They lost a home game.
In round 4.
Round 4.
To who?
To GWS. GWS beat them by 28 points.
At Gold Coast.
That was a Gold Coast home game.
Was that in Adelaide? Was that coming around?
Maybe.
Oh,
good. I was like a sweet
stats. Technically.
He's trying to find something.
So they've lost a home game, but that game
doesn't count.
round.
It's all in Adelaide essentially, so it doesn't really count. I am being fickle. No, not fickle, pedantic. But I'm allowed to be. All right.
But they're even calling their Northern Territory games home games too. So.
But what can you say? Mate. Ben King 4 goals straight, loving life as the better King. Lukosius in there with 2 goals, but 3 misses. Like, come on, mate, lift up your game. But still pretty good. And just insane. Flanders and Anderson ripping it up as always.
Yep. Dacos was good for the Pies too, mate. He's up there.
I feel like Josh Dacos was playing a really good game. I felt like he had a lot of heart, and I feel like at one point he was about to win him the game essentially.
Again with Collingwood,
he's actually Josh Dacos is out for next week as well. Actually.
Oh damn. Well, that's all right. They only need they have 2 and usually 1 fires. So.
Well, Nick had 32.
Yeah, Nick was good. Nick was really good.
Yeah. But I feel like there was some impactful moments led by Josh.
Yeah,
Dacos.
there was. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely had a crack for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he kicked a really impressive goal.
Yeah, great win. Bloody unbelievable win. You had also one of our boys, Reaby, bloody Will Graham from the Palm Beach Crumman Lions, mate. Got the Rising Star nod this week, mate.
Yeah, I know.
22 disposals, 3 marks, 3 tackles and a goal. For a midfielder, he's getting the call up to try and have a bit of a go on the guts. And
good on him.
The nomination this week.
Yeah, good young player, that one. Crumman Lions, a very strong club.
Yeah, mate. Local talent, and he's actually signed for a couple more years on his contract extension too this week. So he's had a good week.
Yeah. Congratulations to the young man.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it was a good little game overall, I'd say. DeGoey was sort of not getting much of the ball, but still snagging a couple of goals. And
He kicked a really good goal near the boundary, didn't he?
yeah, he did. But he's meant to be getting more than 21 disposals a game. He's a key midfielder. And just wasn't seeing it.
No.
I've
I've got a fun pedo fact for you,
Oh,
boys.
yes.
Come on, let's get ready to judge it. Go and get ready to judge it. Put the thumb out. Go.
Oh shit! All right, Big Wits just played the most games as a captain for the Gold Coast Suns on 97, and he just passed Gary Ablett on 96 and Swallow on 60. So he's got the most ever games as a skipper. Old Big Wits.
You always have to have your Jared Wits about you.
It's a great
Oh,
fun.
absolutely, Steelo. Oh,
I'll give you that one because I've given you too many thumbs downs. Yeah.
I don't think Reaby even voted. He just grabbed his drink.
No,
he was thumbs up. He was thumbs up all the way.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, mate.
So well done to Big Wits, mate. You know, the big ruckman just running around, and his team's finally starting to win some games. You know, a bit of reward for effort, and good effort from him, mate, to pass Gary Ablett on that stat, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, look, another good game for me on the weekend. Absolutely, get another tip where others didn't. But
shocking, mate.
and that's what it's all about. Look, we'll get to this week's tips, but yeah. All right, moving on to the next game. It was Adelaide versus GWS at Adelaide Oval. It was Saturday night football. Adelaide 13-16-94. GWS 12-6-78. Adelaide by 16 points in what I would call an upset. Wouldn't you, Reeves?
Well, it was a major upset. I mean, I tipped the Giants unhesitationably.
Yeah, I think just about everybody did, except my father.
Really?
He tipped. He was like, "No, I think Adelaide's going to get them this time."
Rob the snob.
I'm like, "What do you mean? You're crazy!" And then, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, no, I mean that to me that's a crazy tip. I mean, I didn't see Adelaide striking any form. I mean, they'd just been looking as bad as St Kilda, and
yeah, but you know how cutthroat the all footy tipping comp is, and the person that tipped Adelaide third on the ladder, so you know, it's not out of nowhere.
No, that's why it's a great tip. It's a really good eye. I definitely just thought the Giants would string a bit of form, but you know, doing a bit of deep diving on the Giants after, I feel like at the moment, you know, they've got a handful of players in the top 120 ranked players in the competition, but they're missing a few really key ones, and notable ones has got to be Toby Green and Jared Witts from last year.
Yep.
I mean, you know, they were both ranked in the top 20 players in the comp, and this year they're both outside the top 100, and also Taylor. You know, I mean, you couldn't stop singing his praises last year, just defending with like tooth and nail. So to have those three,
he's had a struggling year, hasn't he?
To have those three blokes not able to put it on the park altogether, I just think that really proves where they're at a bit. So a few question marks at the moment at GWS, because on the weekend again, I mean, it just looked like even footy, and from the pressure Adelaide have been showing, I don't know where that came from the Giants.
Yeah. That was very surprising. Like
Adelaide controlled the game, and I mean, either the Giants made them look good, or they've switched it, flick a switch. But concerning times for the Giants for the rest of the year at the moment.
Yeah, like Reeves, you say about the players that are underperforming or missing, buddy. Josh Kelly's done his calf again too, and he's already missed 5 weeks this year from doing his calf, and he's done it again. So that doesn't even help them even more as well.
Huge out now. Huge out for him, and just don't know where to right now. I mean, when you look at that top end talent, you know, I suppose maybe they're a little thin when they look at the next tier of players through the Giants, and just interesting to know where they'll go.
Yeah. Lockie Whitfield had a standout game. Good for him.
Yeah, Lockie Whitfield's another one, though. I mean, he's in that handful of players I was talking about. Sorry, not Jared Witts I mentioned before. I actually mentioned to say Lockie Whitfield.
We got them.
Yes, but concerning for the Giants. With good to see Whitfield step up and play a good game finally. He's been very down.
Yeah, and then just pops up and gets 41 disposals, and it's like, oh, this guy, he's a player. He plays football.
Seriously, during that third quarter, the Crows were nearly 40 points up. Like, far out, honestly.
Yeah, crazy. And for the Crows to do this, in the current form they've been in, it is just, it is asinine. Asinine.
You can't pick that.
Alright, well, not too much to touch on with that game, so...
Well, another player...
Just quick one, mate. You had,
keep going.
You just had... Jones was a laid out for the Crows, so you had Zach Taylor coming for his first game too, mate, but he was just a sub in, and he only had the 4 touches and that, and 1 mark, but at least Zach Taylor got his first game for the Crows as well, mate. So
well done.
That was pretty good to see.
And Isaac Rankin, another one, just to give a big shout out.
Yep,
I mean, he's had a huge game.
Yeah, he's doing alright. He's building his legacy down there.
In the end, he's had the 27 touches, kicked 2 goals, 3. He could have kicked 4 or 5 on the night, and
He makes a difference in the side straight away, doesn't he? Like, he went out for a bit with that hammy, and as soon as he's back in, mate, they're a different side, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. He's so clean with the ball too, and he just finds that bit of space with the step, and really enjoy watching him go about it at the moment. He'll be a real player for the future,
man. Unbelievable how hot. The Giants have had a great 24 months of footy,
and then all of a sudden,
they won most of the games second half of last year and most of them this year, and now they're just dropping.
Yeah, I feel like they're in trouble after upsetting Gold Coast at Gold Coast's home game this year.
Happens quickly.
Happens quickly. Alright, with that, we will move on to the next game. It is Saturday night football at the MCG. Geelong versus Essendon. Geelong 16-9, 105. Essendon 9-6, 60. Geelong by a whopping 45 points. Big wheel. How do you keep turning?
Come boys, I'm still celebrating, fellas.
Yeah, good. You got to celebrate them when you get them.
Oh, absolutely, mate. You never know when they're coming these days.
Great.
Love it. Essendon, most people did tip Essendon for this game going into it. I can't believe it. Ryan, you tipped Essendon going into this game.
Hey,
I believe that.
Just ask Steelo what my theory is, mate. Everyone knows it.
I don't know your theory, and it's a good theory to lose the tips, alright?
Hey, if my team makes the 8, I don't care. Anyway.
Fair.
Well, to be honest, Geelong did go into this game really low on a lot of different, defensive acts, a lot of stats, mate. They were really low compared to other sides. So
yeah,
I was just going off what I could see and how we've been playing. So that's what I sort of did. It's a shock to me. It didn't win by that much. Don't worry about that. But a few notes. Through the game, like Reaby mentioned, you had Stewie in the midfield because obviously he's getting tagged half back.
Yep.
DK in the ruck again, got smashed by his brother the week prior, but they've given him another crack in the ruck. And what else did I say? Who else was it? There's something
Stengel
else.
did stuff.
Hey?
Stengel did stuff.
Oh, Stengel, yeah, mate. And he's re-signed for 5 years or so that was great news for the club.
Yep.
But,
$750 a year, they say.
It was Dyson Heppel's 250th as well for the night.
But the old hepatitis.
It was a bit quiet. And there's it's four blokes going around 250 games and still has never won a final. So not easy going for that bloke, but he's been a great player for the Dons, mate. And the Battle of the Scots, mate. Battle of the Scots. Chris Scott gets the reward again, mate. So.
Yeah.
Good to see the brothers coaching it out, and Chris gets the biscuits again, mate. So he just moved the magnet board around better on the night, mate, and great job from the caddies.
They've got the wood over him.
What's that?
They've got the wood over them.
Oh, mate, I think it's... Yeah, what is it? I think I've got it written here, actually.
I feel like Geelong have the wood over a lot of teams.
Yeah, mate. So in the last... Yeah, so the Cats have won 18 of the past 21 games against the Bombers.
Wow.
Damn. That is damning.
That's pretty
I'd
huge.
say that's definitely got the wood, isn't it? For sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was going to say, too, you can just tell...
Seal.
As soon as Dangerfield's back in the side, mate, too, he's just... Like, he's 35 years old, man, and look at him running around, honestly. He's incredible still. Like,
Yeah, keep him for finals in the back pocket. Keep him in the back pocket for finals, you know?
just got that big body, big frame, still got speed, and just... Oh, mate, he seriously impacts straight away, mate. Like, you can just see it straight away. Last couple of weeks.
Well,
But,
it was lovely watching you guys running around. Because
Yeah, mate. And speaking about old blokes, too, it was a bit sort of watching a game... You know, a bit like what's life going to be like without Tom Hawkins too, isn't it? So,
yeah.
I feel like we're a bit less predictable, to be honest, up in our forward line without Big Tommy there.
Did you see our thumbnail last week?
Yeah, sure did, mate. I wasn't too impressed by that one, but
Well, what was wrong with it? I thought it was perfectly encapsulated.
oh no, it was questioning if he's done, wasn't it? Yeah,
It was questioning if he was done. You don't think
Yeah,
he's done?
Yeah. Hey.
You don't think he's done?
At least got one more game left. Calm down.
At least one. Alright, well, I'll hold you to that.
Well, it depends where we sit on the ladder. But he might come back last game, and then if we're in the finals, obviously he'll play finals. Or will he not?
Might be complex.
I know, very complex, Nathan.
Yeah,
we all know what that's like, mate.
Absolutely.
But also too, bloody little. Oh, we had a first gamer. Lawson Humphreys too played. He ran around, a bit of a half-back line, played a good game for a first gamer. So it was good to see. So we're just mixing it up now, the caddies. And our mate,
awesome.
but one of the favourites of the pod, Dempsey, great game. 25 disposals, 2 goals, 7 inside 50s, and just a great night for that young guy. And he's putting his name up there even higher for the Rising Star now.
Young Henry.
Hey?
Young Henry.
No, Dempsey.
Henry Dempsey?
No, Ollie Dempsey, mate.
That's the one.
But
we got there.
I've got a fact for you as well about Blitzarves had the best work rate. He was twice as fast as everybody in work rate, offensively and defensively.
Oh, mate, using the run.
There you go. Steal it from the sidelines.
Twice as
But also
fast.
too-
Twice as fast.
On the tracker.
But yeah, he's just... What's that, mate?
On the tracker. Twice as fast.
Oh, yeah, he's an elite runner, isn't he? So,
Yeah.
even though he's like 38 years old, he just keeps running, you know. But I was got to say, I've got to admit, it, during the third quarter, the Bombers were pretty unlucky with some decisions from the umpies too. There was quite a few in that quarter. I reckon there was, the deliberate point that Geelong got to kick a goal. There was a bit where I think Tui tapped Draper's hands, intercepted. Should have been a free kick for Draper at the forward line. A couple of deliberate out of bounds, and poor Essendon just got none given to him.
No, who cares? 45 points wouldn't have made a difference.
No, the game was within 5 points. The score, like it was,
And then Draper got done holding the ball a minute after the non-mark, and he was double
mate, there
spilled.
was some shocking decisions. Love to hear back from some Essendon supporters about those decisions. Please,
I don't think they're watching at the moment.
The third quarter specifically, if anyone out there wants to give us a recap on the third quarter and the umpiring.
Oh, mate. Absolutely. Like, as a Geelong supporter, I was like, holy crap, how did we get away with that? Seriously.
Yeah, it was
like,
pretty
they were
cringe
definitely
to
there.
watch.
Like, Essendon, we got the stiff end of that. I'm serious. But
Yeah.
by the end of it, after that, the third quarter, up by a bit and then blew it away in the last. So, good win from the Caddies, and where are we? 5th on the ladder somehow. So, well done, boys.
Just eat it up while you can. Alright, well, Jeremy Cameron doing an alright job. 2 goals, 3.
Roland played good too, mate. Gary Roland played good.
But Cameron's, he's got a presence about him. He really does. He's, when he's around, he's just like, oh yeah, you got your eyes on him. You know what I mean? All right. Well,
I was just going to say too. I had a bit of research after that game, and I'm like, the Bombers are sitting 4th on the ladder, but I'm like, who do they actually beaten, right?
Yeah, not many.
So I looked at the top 8, the current top 8 at the end of the round, and Guess how many teams have beaten in the top 8 this
One.
year so far?
None. 0.
But they've tied a couple.
They've just drawn against the Pies, mate. That's it.
Okay, all
They
right.
had beaten the Giants, but the Giants have now slipped out of the 8. So
Yeah.
they currently haven't
Yep.
beaten any sides in the 8.
On Saturday night, I think the Doggies were one of the other teams, but they're not in the 8 now. So
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, fair enough.
interesting. Like, so is it a bit of false advertisement for the Bombers?
I
Like,
thought it was sort of like that all along. I've never really been... I want Bombers to win. I like them as, like, sort of a second team. But I do feel like they were punching above their weight all year, and every time I looked at the ladder and saw them in that spot, it was like, no, surely not. But yeah, look, they've done really well this year. Footy gods have favoured them.
I noticed the 2 VFL players in our tipping comp both tipped Geelong, so they obviously don't really rate Essendon.
No,
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I tipped Geelong too, because, well, it's not like I don't rate Essendon. It's just, I'm a good friend. And, Ryan, you need to be a better friend to yourself.
And your team.
All right.
Mate, honestly, I don't know what to say. But no, honestly, good. Like I said, it's awesome that Stengel's re-signed too, mate. Long-term deal, mate. A lot of clubs are chasing him. That's a big signing, mate, honestly.
Diesel get him.
No, we got him. Oh, you'll get him when he's like 40.
No, we'll steal him. We'll steal him from you.
Yeah, contracts don't mean shit these days.
Contracts can be changed. All right.
Oh, shit.
It's called an amendment.
Yeah. Fucking amend this.
I do actually have nothing to say about that.
Amend this. Sunday football at Marvel Stadium. It was St Kilda versus Port Adelaide. It was St Kilda 8-12-60 to Port Adelaide 8-14-62. Port Adelaide by 2 points.
Wow. Measly points.
Reaby,
I mean-
you didn't like this one, I'm sure.
Oh, look, I was like a butcher's dog that
But
was...
the opposite.
No, but the butcher was shut. And
It was shut. There was no offcuts.
And
for
I
him.
was at home, and I was like an upset dog. I was just going... And
That's
I was
a real reach
working.
for that analogy, but
I was
let you have
working
that.
on Sunday. So it was a double down because I listened to the game on the radio while working, and yeah, geez, it sounded gloomy, by the reports of the commentators and the
What is gloomy?
18,000 in the crowd, which sounded a little gloomy, and just the constant upheaval and bagging of Max King. To one point, you could hear in the microphones a little jeering when he took a mark there in the third quarter.
Yeah, Max King is copping it at the moment.
Hey, you guys are dead as a dog.
And,
I looked at the heat map reads of Kingy's game, and his hotspot was actually up on the wing too.
yeah.
Okay.
So look, he's getting up the ground a bit, and he's trying to find the footy. I mean, hats off to the man for just still trying, and he's not going as bad as everyone makes out. I mean, he's still
No.
getting double teamed.
Look, I'm leaning into it.
He's trying his backside off as well. I mean, Zerk Thatcher, who he played on the weekend, he hasn't been doing shit this year, and he sort of came out and towed him up, but he had help all day, Thatcher. He had someone coming over the top all day, and all he had to do was run side by side with King and make sure that he wasn't getting away, getting into free space. So, they had a good plan for him on the day, and they just gave him no space, and they make it out like Kingy's the problem, but, I just think he's not getting a lot of support, and, at the end of the day...
You got to look at the delivery he's getting.
Exactly. It's a lot of modes of the way we're playing that aren't fitting his game style as well, and,
if Marshall's not down there helping him get the big clonkers, who else is,
Yeah, and lucky Marshall had a
3
big
goals.
day. Yeah, he stepped up, but pretty in between signs for us when we've got some of the higher rated players on the ground in Sinclair,
Jack Sinclair,
and Wood and Steele, and Wanganeen played well on the day, Miller, and where to from here for St Kilda will be the big burning questions.
Big burning questions indeed.
Because this season is shot.
The season is shot.
Yeah,
but
you heard it here first.
we should get to that later in Wheels of Corruption.
Oh, I don't want to ruin anything. I'm just saying from what I saw on the weekend.
I've got to admit, I was watching this on a close eye for Wheels of Fortunes, mate, because if they won, it'd be starting to get real sticky, mate.
Oh, mate, it already is sticky, don't you worry.
But didn't the players go out and prove, that they're out to play for Ken Hinkley too, mate?
Yeah, they did it for Kenny.
Hinkley was pretty emotional after the game, almost had the waterworks going, and the players just pretty much showed, we're here for Kenny, we're going to play for Kenny, and that's it. So get stuffed.
Yeah, hey, it's why I backed Port. I thought they were going to do it for Kenny. For Kenny.
See, I tipped Saints, and I'm just extra sour.
I'm good. I'm happy you did. I'm happy all of you did. Means I got one up on you on the tips. It was a good result for me.
Because normally the Saints do play better at home. Like, everyone knows that. But
and Porter slipping? Like, they're just slipping. What is this? What is this?
Yeah, Horn Francis, pretty okay game too.
Yeah, he was doing all right. You saw him running around quite a bit. He's hard to miss. He usually it's a bit flashy when he does whatever he does.
Yeah, 28 touches a goal, and he puts his body on the line a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's a fairly graceful player as well.
You got to remember, man. Like Port were going into this with all the media all week, and also they need the bloody win. If they didn't win that, they'd be out of the 8. So
it was big for them.
Well, they got the win.
Just the W on that game was just paramount. It was, and you know what? When you look at where they're at, I think are they 8-6 or 9-6 now? How many wins have they had this year?
Yeah, they've got a decent record.
They must be on 36. Are they on?
Half
36.
Yeah, so they're 9 wins. I mean, realistically, their season is well and truly alive. And even after last week, they must have been 8-6 when they're getting booed off the ground. So it's sort of, it's not all doom and gloom at the moment at Port Adelaide. And a couple more wins. Jeez, they could be well and truly.
Most of the teams in the league would take that winning loss ratio,
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is Port's lineup like? They're facing doggies at home, admittedly. They're facing Gold Coast over there, so that's probably going to get a loss. Then Richmond at home, then Carlton at Marvel Stadium, then Sydney, then Melbourne.
Shit.
And then finishing it off in Adelaide for the Derby.
Oh, which is not going to be an
That's not a good run home, as far as I'm concerned.
That's interesting, actually.
Paying the most out of anyone in the top 8 to win the flag.
The most. And what are they paying to make...
What did Stillo say then? I couldn't hear him.
They're paying the most out of anyone to make in the top 8. Are they in the 8? Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the 8.
To win the flag. So they're the biggest outsider at the moment.
By a fair margin.
In the 8. Yeah.
By a fair margin, yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, hey, look, this is what it's all about. It's what it's all about.
But their run home is tough.
That's a tough run home. You're hitting some top sides.
Yes.
And Gold Coast at home, we've just proven that,
And to finish with a showdown, I mean, that's not going to be easy for them.
Like, I feel like clearly their best game is going to be against Richmond, and then every other game is like, well, good luck.
Yeah. So, yes, it's going to be tough for Port to make the 8, I reckon. Yeah. Maybe, still, even though they're right in there. They just don't look good, do they?
And there's teams outside the 8 that are looking pretty good as well. So, it's eat or be eaten.
Port are one of those teams can easily get a winning streak happening, though, too, aren't they?
Definitely. That. They really could. Yeah, a bit of confidence up. And
they
did it last year. They win 13 in a row.
But I feel like they're going for some hungry teams. D's will be eager to get a win. Any win at this point going forward. But yeah. Alright, well, with that, let's move on to the next game. It's Sunday afternoon football at the MCG. It's Richmond versus Carlton. Richmond 10-10-70. The Carlton 20-11 131. Carlton by 61 points. Fuck me. Ryan, please.
I was trying to... this is actually one of the games I actually had on the radio. Had the radio going, cooking the barbecue, so that was good.
Yeah.
You cook at the barbecue?
As you do on a Sunday.
Aren't you meant to cook meat? You don't cook the barbecue. You cook meat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you don't know how it turned out, Nathan.
I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck up.
No, that's all good. Hey, Nathan.
Yes?
I just got one for you, mate.
What's that?
We have Flagmantle, and I think officially we, instead of the baggers, we can have the flaggers. What do you reckon?
The flaggers.
The flu flaggers.
Are we going to run with it or what?
The flu flaggers.
I don't know. I feel like there's a pun with something to do with depression because they're literally named after depression, and I feel like that's too big a pun opportunity to walk away from. There's got to be something good there, you know? But let's not spitball on the pod. We'll call them the flaggers for now, alright?
Mate, the flaggers are up and about, mate, honestly. Like,
The
they're
flogs.
just up and about.
The floggers.
Up and about.
The flag baggers.
Oh, mate, I was listening to this on the radio, and all I could hear all game was bloody Patrick Cripps. But he was everywhere, wasn't he?
He's huge.
Yeah, he plays football well.
An amazing ball.
Oh, what was it, 40 touches, man, and a goal, and he's another player where
Brownlow
he's pretty
potential.
up there for the Brownlow, mate. I reckon he's at this current stage, he's having a better year up to date than his Brownlow years. So
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that's, hard to argue.
probably helps because his team's winning a few more wins too than previous. But
Oh, absolutely.
man, he's dominating, mate.
Fantasia, bag and 4.
Oh yeah, mate. And you got
Loving it.
Oh, I've lost my.
Kerno only grabbing 2 goals, 7 disposals. Having a quiet one, but didn't need to do much.
Yeah, they had Kennedy. Kennedy got out injured too, so he might miss a few weeks, which might hurt him a bit in the midfield. So it'll be interesting how they go. But Newman was another standout. I know Cripps had all the media, but Newman definitely had a standout games too. He only had the 28, but you know what he's like. He puts his body in, mate. Goes hard and just really good game. 5 tackles and he's had a great game and. I don't think he even got on the bloody coaches' votes, but he did really good game.
Not great enough.
No, Sammy Walsh, mate, all these current players. I know
Walsh is the one.
Newman got 3rd best on ground on the coaches' vote, sorry. And
Walsh is the one at the moment for me too. I mean, he's
just that little fella, isn't he, that just runs hard all game, doesn't he?
his running's just next level. Always getting there, and when the ball gets turned over as well, the way they're able to just handball their way through and go, and they're all there again. They move so quickly, Carlton, and the defensive numbers at the moment are just really stacking up.
Oh mate, and their clearance work just keeps they just keep smashing sides of clearances.
Yeah.
But, they just roll. They're steamrolling, mate. They're dangerous as the Blues. It seriously could be. It could be their year. Could be this year. You know?
Could be against St Kilda. But yeah, steamrolling. Aside, you expect them to steamroll. Come on, not much to talk about. Let's move the fuck on, shall we?
Let's.
Hey,
yo,
I've got a fun Peno fact for you.
Okay, all right. Better be fun.
Well, I had to get something out of the game. There wasn't much else to talk about.
Reaby, you got the thing.
Just hold on a minute.
Already, fuck
just
you.
finding my other stats. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure most Carlton supporters would know about this fun pedo fact, and I think we should get on it for the rest of the year to see if it keeps going. But
Come on.
Charlie Curnow has now kicked 62 consecutive goals in a row, like 62 games goals in a row. So
he's kicked a goal.
That puts him in the 5th time of all time of consecutive goal a game, 61 in a row. So he's in the top 5 for that now. And let's see if he keeps continuing on that for the rest of the season. And if you want the numbers for the top 5, just let me know.
Well, yes, I'd like to know.
I'm sticking in the middle. Nah. If you give him the top 5, I'll give you a thumbs up. All right.
So Curnow's on 62. Josh Kennedy made 68.
Okay.
Matthew Lloyd made 70.
Oh, damn.
Lance Franklin 71.
Oh.
And Tony Lockett 121 consecutive
look at
goal
that.
game.
The
That's
plug.
gap. They all go like one gap, and then plugger.
Bam.
Plugger. But there's Hudson's on the same amount as Plugger, but that doesn't count apparently because it's VFL.
Well, it's VFL, it doesn't count.
2 every game this year, though.
Yeah.
So there you go, boys. He's on 62 consecutive goals a game. Goals.
Lovely.
So let's see how he goes.
Let's
Keep the count. I'll keep the count going.
Yeah. So you better give us an update every week. All right,
Yeah.
moving on to the next
Did I get a
game.
thumbs up or not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we
Double
gave thumbs up. We gave thumbs up. I'm not going double thumbs up. That's sacrilege, but yeah.
What about Steelo? He's quiet. Is he still awake?
Quiet. Steelo,
Also, Kerno's
thumb up. Yep.
Kerno's also kicked 2 goals in every game this year.
Oh, good
Whoa.
for him. Good for him.
So what's that? How many is that in a row?
Well, do the math, and I will move on to the next game. It is the last game of the round. It is West Coast versus Hawthorn at Optus Stadium. West Coast 4-9-33. Hawthorn 14-10-94. Hawthorn by a whopping 61 points. I guess the Eagles were tanking real hard this week, weren't they, Wheels?
You throwing this one to me, but that's okay.
I did, apparently. So
Yeah, Wheels is the man.
This one was real hard to watch because I was cleaning up my barbecue.
well, you shouldn't be cooking it. You should be cooking on it.
You should never clean a barbecue.
Yeah, never clean a barbecue. You got to marinate those juices.
Yeah.
No, so that's why Wheels uses
Have
the
to get the
plastic
melted
cooking,
barbecue off the deck.
the plastic cooking catches.
Yes,
Yeah,
what
well,
I said.
As a tipster, I was actually going into this a bit 50-50, to be honest.
Okay.
I knew Harley Reid was back, and on paper, the Eagles actually had their strongest side of the year.
Yeah.
But wow, you wouldn't have thought so, would ya? Bloody hell,
Hawthorn are on the come up. I'm telling
How
you.
good are they looking? Wow.
Unbelievable, mate. To pull off like a 10-goal plus game. Oh, what does this say? What do we say?
And Carlton and Hawthorn
So
both
go
won by
Hawks.
61 points on Sunday.
It was hard enough to tune into this game.
That's a
knowing
fun
who's
fact.
playing, and then the Hawks are 10 goals up. Give that bloody jumper a bit of a wave around Reaby behind you, mate. What are you doing?
Mate. The Hawks are just up and about at the moment down at Glenferrie. They're they're keeping a bit of a lid on it, but geez, aren't they playing good footy? And
60 more kicks, 90 more handballs.
Yep.
You can tell.
5 wins in a row now for Hawthorn. And that loss before that was a 1-point loss to Port, and then they beat St Kilda and Doggies before that. And then before that they got absolutely smashed by Sydney, which was all the way back in round 7. So they've been on quite a streak, and they're dangerous. I'm telling you, as I was saying last week, they're gonna be in the 8.
Mate.
So whose spot are they gonna take though? That's the question.
Oh, probably the Cats.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, I know, man. Honestly, this young Hawk side, they just keep doing it. Like we've said for about 8 weeks straight now. Unbelievable, man.
It's like, who are these kids? I've never heard of them before. Look, Newcomb, of course, he's sort of made a name for himself down there. But
Charles been awesome for him down forward. Charles been great.
Yeah.
Kaczynski can't even get a game. He's knocking on the doors in the 2s. But yeah, just Newcomb, Moore, Warple, Day, MP from old Freo player, Nash. You know, they're just gelling. They're probably all actually not a bad age, to be honest. Like, they'd be all early 20s, mid 20s now. So really,
got a good combine there, don't they?
It's a solid team.
It's just you don't really know much about their best forward or back line, but like they just keep mixing it up. Just unbelievable. And you can't even say they've got a dominant ruckman or nothing like this. It's incredible, man. Really, isn't it?
Look, they're running on fumes. They're doing really well.
Sam Mitchell just knows what to do with these players, man. Unbelievable.
Well, congratulations. Good,
Yeah, it's
good
a good
for
fight
him.
back in the start of the year. They were a ride-off, like a genuine ride-off.
Yeah.
And even started the year not too well, but now, I mean...
It's like the night and day.
And this week will be a big game down at the Cattery, won't it?
Oh, mate, not confident at all.
Well, I mean, it'd just be a huge game in context, won't it?
It's
Wind
like-
back the clock a bit between the Cats-Hawks battles.
I know, mate. I know, it's big, but...
Saints fan, Phil.
So where are they now? So the Hawks are sitting... So the Hawks are sitting 13th on the ladder, Nathan.
Yeah.
You reckon they're going to make the 8?
Huh?
I reckon they will.
Does that mean you reckon... Does that mean you reckon the D's will make the 8 or not?
I reckon D's have a good chance of making the 8. I do think they have a pretty easy... not hard run, easy run, but, you know, a very comfortable run home compared to other teams, that's for sure. And I feel like we can really pinch it. But yeah, it all just depends on how the games crumble. But yeah. But as I said with Hawthorn, it's night and will day from the beginning of the year to now. What that team is like. And yeah, it's very exciting. Let's kick it up. Let's get them to the finals. Let's get them winning the flag. I wouldn't even mind if they just cut the line so aggressively. I'd respect it.
And your mate Ginnivan kicked a couple of goals too, Nathan.
Yeah, he did pretty good. My mate. He's not my mate.
I know, but you never really heard of him much before.
Mate, what are you talking about? I knew about him in Collingwood and stuff.
No, I mean, like, you know that he doesn't do much for the side, I mean, but he's kicked 2 goals. And Sisley...
He's good for 2.
I said all I've said about him is that he goes for those high tackle free kicks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that I don't like that.
So apart from that,
And
we don't know what to do about it.
Sisley keeps getting his shoulders
Apart from all
keep
those
popping
things,
out.
yes.
What's
Yeah.
that?
So don't worry, Reaby's talking to me. Make him stop.
Steelo, can you block his mic?
No, he doesn't know how to do. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, continue.
Sisley his shoulders keep popping out. He's had a few issues this year with the old skipper, and but apparently he's had a scan. He should still be all right to play this week against the Caddies too. But he just keeps popping out and just keeps playing. So he'll be going to surgery at the end of the year for that one. But he's just showing the young fellas how to get it done, isn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Good old Sicily.
Yeah, Harley Reid was a bit quiet too, wasn't he?
He did all right. 21 disposals, 14 contested
21.
possessions. Yeah, no, he did all right. He didn't do anything
Yeah.
special though.
I thought he had a bit of a quieter one, but that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
14 contested. That's pretty handy.
Yeah,
How's
your first year.
the Wakeland family going, Reaby? That'd be all up and about, wouldn't
The Wakeland family.
they? Yeah, mate.
The Wakemans.
All the Hawk supporters, mate.
Yeah, well, there is none really. Oh, mum, yeah.
Original Wakeland, sorry.
Yeah, there's pretty much none left. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sore subject. Why'd you bring it up? This fucking rude guy. What are you doing?
It's literally just mum. But mum still carries the bandwagon.
Oh, no, Sammy's not Hawks, is she? She's Saints.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's so-
Yeah, she
yeah.
goes to Saints, I suppose you could say.
But anyway, I think we're getting a bit off topic. So
But,
yeah, that was last week's games.
Mum's
but-
fully back on it. She's like riding the wave. She's like, hey, have you seen the Hawks? Like,
Surfing my window.
Well, she should be putting in her tips every week then.
she's all up and about it. She
Yeah.
has been trying.
I'm trying, yes.
She's got the training wheels on still with tips, so she's still learning. Like, oh, you actually have to press submit.
Her and Sammy are the ones that don't tip the most, but they still tip every now and then. It surprises me. But yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the tipping results of the week, guys.
Yeah.
And what a week result it was. So yeah, first of all, I'm going to go through everybody that got the highest amount of tips. So coming in at 7 tips for this round, it's Mr. Rick Parker.
7?
He got
Holy
7 out of
moly.
9. And then
If Rick's getting 7, you know it hasn't been a normal week.
the second person to get 7 out of 9 this week, yours truly.
Nathan?
I got 7 out of 9.
Holy potatoes. It's
Lovely.
about time.
So yeah, that's
Wow.
those are the only 2 people that got 7 out of 9, and that's the highest tip score for the week. So yeah, I'll just go through the top 5 now. So slinking into the top 5 like a slippery little missile, it's Mickey B.
Oh,
So yeah, he slipped in with 90 with margin points, and then coming in at number 4 is my mother, also on 90, winning margin points, and then above my mum, it's my father. He's on 91.
The better Rob.
And then above my father is me, Nathan, on 91, jumping from spot number 7 to number 2 in one weekend.
So you're saying it's a Norman sandwich?
It was insane. All right, and then at the very top, it's Daniel, the Doctor, Reaby.
As per usual.
As per usual. And, yeah, look, just to say, Fano, you are coming... Where are you? Oh, 10th.
Keep going down, mate.
10th.
Bad.
Not good.
I'm almost down with the Reaby, the Paddies, and the Ricks. It's horrible.
Damn. Well, look, better luck
And
next
the
this
Steelers.
week, I guess. And the
It's a tough comp.
he'll get you. Still get you. Don't sleep on him.
G-Bomb's hot on you, so.
Yeah, Jim Bomb's right behind you.
you. Bad year.
Yeah, well, thankfully, you're not a threat to me at the moment. That's surprising, seeing our battle last year. But then again, there's only one person given a decent battle, Reaby. That's me. I'm catching you.
Yeah.
Gonna get you.
Good
Gonna
luck
get
with
you.
that.
This is me getting him.
That's not possible.
Gonna get you. 3 tips up, down from 7 all up. That's how much I jumped on him.
How many games has the Cats won?
But yeah. Alright, well, that is this week's tips. So let's move on to Wheels of Fortune. Mr. Ryan Fenton, the big wheel. Take it away.
Where's the wheel? Where's the sponsors? What's happening?
Yeah, I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Do I get the tick at least?
No, you get nothing. But you can shout out your sponsor.
Yes. For the winner of the Wheels of Fortune, you get a $100 gift voucher to the AFL store. Brought to you from Technique Carpentry. If you need any carpentry work done, just give us a call and look us up. You'll get our number that way. So there you go.
Would that help if you lived in the Gold Coast area, or do they travel for work?
No, I said we've said if the job's worth it, mate, we'll travel.
Yeah, because I need to get a wall taken out of my kitchen.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
No, so I don't know. Do I call you down around September and see if you want to come down here?
I wouldn't go through them.
Well, mate, we'll put a decent price on it and be able to do it for you, mate.
Maybe just come down for a quote first.
Yeah, come down for a quote, you can't.
Hey, where's the other sponsor? Paddy, far out.
Yes, so Reaby Carpets will be donating a $100 voucher as well at the AFL store for the winner of the tips. For the winner of Wheels of Fortune.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
should be for the tips, really, but...
No, as well, it's on top of the Technics group.
Yeah, on top of, but nothing to do with tips. But yeah, all good, alright.
Nathan's got an all for footy package for the winners of the tips, mate.
Yeah, that's different. And
Not
a dinner.
package,
And a
just
dinner.
a thing.
And a dinner.
It's the merchandise. First merchandise
Wow.
of All for Footy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, take it away.
Do you know what would be really funny if Reaby wins that and you've got to sit there and watch him the whole next year wearing all the gear? That'd be classic.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean all the gear? What's this all the gear? It's one thing.
Oh, where?
Mate, you said you get a hat, a bumper sticker, a jumper, a pen, and a notepad.
No. You made up a couple of those things, and I said or. Or was the key word.
I'll
in that
wear them
phrase.
and use them.
I'm sure you will, but
And sunglasses.
I'm pretty sure
and,
I'll be winning it, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, back to reality.
Whoop, there goes gravity.
So this team had a loss on the weekend that I'm picking. Yes, and they're 4 wins off 36 points on the ladder with 8 games to go. Look, they can still make it, but I've had a look at their draw, and out of their next 8, they could actually win 6 games. That's honest. And but we've got to eliminate someone. And Reaby, you might want to close your eyes for this one, mate. And
Yeah, look away.
Hey.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
Saints.
St Kilda.
Boom, boom, boom. So it's official. We've knocked the Saints out of the competition for 2024, and better luck next time, Saints.
Yes, St Kilda, get out of here.
We'll give Nathan a second chance in this game if he can tell us who 33 for St Kilda was during the 2010 grand final.
No,
2009.
Is that top from then?
it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Uh-oh.
We'll give you one another hint. He went off to play at Essendon.
Oh, Nicky Winmar.
No.
Nicky Winmar.
No, so it was old Jimmy Wilt.
Hey, he could be related.
Okay, alright. I don't know. I was just trying to think of players that left Saints to go to Essendon.
What about Steele? Steele, who wore number 33 for the Saints in 09?
Steele's not in this podcast, alright? He's a tech guy.
Is it Wilty?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody said that though. Anyway, congratulations. Are we going to move on to the next thing?
We should.
Anyway, it's getting real tough, fellas. Like knocking the Saints out. Oh, it's getting tough the next few. Ooh.
Oh, the next few gets hard.
This week is going to be tough pickings.
Yeah.
You're going to get some different answers from everybody this week.
This is where it heats up.
Guys, people are going to get eliminated. And if you fucking say Melbourne, I will come up to Gold Coast and I will kill you.
I'll save them for grand final day then.
You fucking better. Alright, well, you don't want to shout out any players? You have been doing that, haven't you?
Who wears it now?
What do you say?
Yeah, you want to shout out any players before we move on?
Fuck, Melbourne are just
Oh
about
yeah,
next.
sorry, mate. I was going to say
we had a
that
good run.
unfortunately Mickey and Flip got knocked out the other week. They didn't get their answers in time, as well as Steelo. Steelo was out about round 2, but that's okay.
Yep.
But,
Sad news for everybody.
Oh mate, but we've still got Rob in the house, Julian, Gary from Geelong. Everyone on the pod's still on it, mate. So
and Joe.
we're running strong. People still in the game.
And Tyson.
And Joe.
Tyson's doing it for the little fellas. And,
No, Tyson's been eliminated.
There's plenty of numbers there. I'll try and give people a mention each week. So
Sorry, but you named my dad. You can't name my dad and not name my mum as well.
Well, I think I named Joe last week and not Rob.
Okay, well, I didn't pick up on that.
Is that Rob
I mean,
Wobble?
No,
weeks ago.
you weren't on last week, so yeah.
2 weeks ago. That's all good. Get your answers in, people. Get your answers in.
Cool. All right.
Circle.
And with that, we'll move on to this week's games. Oh, what a bunch of games it is. Hey, Jinx, you owe me a soda.
It's all 9 games for the rest of the year, isn't it?
Yep, no more buys, thankfully, except for the round between season end and the finals, but yeah.
Yeah. And no more Thursday nights, is that right too?
No,
I don't know about that one.
Yes, they do right at the end of the year.
I think didn't they open up the schedule, like they didn't lock the dates down for all the games, and then they did. I'd say there's probably a Thursday game popping
The last round
up.
of the year is to be announced, but that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Alright, well, let's start off with the first game. Friday night football at the G. Oof, this is an interesting game. Collingwood versus Essendon. Last time they faced, they did draw.
Blockbuster.
So, Reaby, who you got?
Oh, I'm going to lean towards Collingwood here. I just think they'll be able to outgun Essendon through the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully they'll put it on the board. But, Essendon will back themselves with their run too. So it's going to be a pretty frenetic game, I feel. Both teams desperate for the win. And, give Collingwood the upper hand after going down last week.
Yeah, fair. Wheels?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Doesn't this one take you back to the 90 Granny Daniel? How classy that was.
90 Granny Danny.
It was like it was just the other day.
It's tricky. Pive's got injuries. He got, like we mentioned earlier, Dacos is going to be out, McCleary, and also Braden Maynard as well. But so tricky.
So,
What's the grand?
1990 grand final.
90.
Yeah.
24 years ago, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Pies, but I'm not really confident. Oh my God, it's tricky. I'll go Pies. But
Yeah, the Bombers really let me down last week tipping them, so, I think I might have something against them there, but... I mean, it's a huge game for the Bombers as well. This is season-defining almost, really.
This is a test. This is a big test for them.
We'll get down there. We'll go down.
Yeah, Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, we'll get down. We'll go the Bombers. We'll give them a chance. This is their chance to prove that they deserve a spot somewhere in the top 8 even.
Yeah, I want to say Bombers too, but I think I'm going to back Collingwood. I think I'm going to go Collingwood. But
Probably will too.
but yeah, look, I'll be going for Essendon.
It'll be a bit of fallout if Essendon get done again. They won't be happy camp.
Yeah, but they've been punched above their weight all year, I reckon. It's time reality sunk in. All right, moving on to the next game. Saturday football at Marvel Stadium. It is North Melbourne versus Gold Coast. Will they break the hoodoo?
This is a tipster's nightmare, this game. Why does Gold Coast keep pulling up the tipster's nightmare game?
Nightmare.
They're just a tipster's nightmare in general, the Gold Coast. I mean, look, I don't think I've barely tipped a game wrong this year with the Gold Coast because I haven't
Stuck to the
wavered
formula.
from one formula.
He hasn't.
And it's proven very strong, this formula, but I just feel like the formula might be out.
There's always the first time.
But then again, North might be licking their lips to decide that they feel beatable because they're on the road.
That's also true.
So yes, it's a very robbing Peter to pay Paul type of moment, this one. I believe I'm going to take Gold Coast here. I think they've got some form, and even when they played St Kilda, I feel like they probably should have won. We got a little bit lucky there right late in the game with an umpiring call. They have travelled a bit better, and I really hope they've set themselves for one here. So I think they've probably got one eye on trying to win an away game just to get themselves in the 8 there properly with their home wins.
Yeah, try talking to the mic a bit more.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Gold Coast.
Wheels.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Rebs. I reckon they're going to get their first away win for the season. Roos will want to do some damage, but I feel like the Suns want to prove themselves and trying to edge a bit closer to that near the bottom of the 8 there. So I'm tipping the Suns.
Yeah, fair enough. Steelo.
Yeah, we're back in the Roos, mate. Get the Roos going, mate. Wurundjeri land, they're going to get it done, I reckon. Give them a chance, mate.
Wow.
Get the Kangaroos
I'm
from
gonna
Wurundjeri land.
I'm going to back the Roos as well. Reaby's going against his tradition. I am jumping on board.
Too cold for the sunnies down in Melbourne at the moment.
So you're tipping who?
North.
Oh, here we go.
I'm backing the formula, Reeves.
So you're going to make a move.
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah, I'm going to make a move.
This is a move.
Make a move. I'm going to beat you.
Interesting. I look forward to that game. Double as much now on Saturday.
Yeah, I might change my tip. Alright, moving on to the next game.
Yeah,
Port Adelaide versus Doggies at Adelaide Oval. Reeves, Port Adelaide Doggies, you got?
I really feel that the Bulldogs are going to be too strong here. I mean, Port getting back to the home ground, and they'll back themselves. They're a little bit of mojo now after their win on the weekend, but there's nothing convincing there, was there? And if you stack up the form from the week before against Brizzy, well, it's a bit of an ugly-looking patch for Port. So I just think the Dogs probably get them while they're a bit down. Maybe a couple of players down still, and the Dogs pretty full fitness. So I think they'll travel well to the Adelaide Oval and get the business done.
Fair enough. Wheels.
Yeah, these two teams they're so hard to pick and tip. At this stage, I'm just going to go the home side, go the power. I'm going to just wait and see the ins and outs if Norton plays and whatnot, and see if Port lost any players from the weekend. So at this stage, I'm just going to go Port, but waiting to see the teams.
Tentatively Port. Yep, fair enough. Steelo.
Yeah, genuinely got to go Port.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm going Port as well.
Ooh.
I reckon they'll get up at home. Could go either way, really.
This is interesting.
I could see Doggies smashing them as well, but it could go either way. But you can't always tip the favourites, so I'm tipping Port. All right, moving on to the next game: Geelong versus Hawthorn. Saturday afternoon football at GMHBA Stadium. Reaby.
Well, Hawthorn are becoming the new tipster's nightmare. I mean, how do you confidently say that you've got any of their last 5 in a row in your tips? I mean, you just can't have unless you go for Hawthorn, I feel.
And then that 6-1 was just 1 point. They won the 2 before that.
Yes. Well, mate, their form is rich. And at the moment, they're just playing with a great endeavour, aren't they? And going to the Cattery, I mean, they're going to be so full of beans, but obviously the Cats struck a bit of form on the weekend, finally. So obviously their game style is going to be a bit more up and about with Stewart pushing up, and it's really just going to be a great game of footy, isn't it? And it's hard to tip against Geelong at the Cattery. And I haven't been tipping Hawthorn, so it is hard to want to jump on the gravy train. I'm going to go for the Cats at home, I think. I think Hawks are 5 in a row. You know, I mean, unless they're really that good, I think it's a pretty big run getting a 6 in a row. So, yeah, give the Cats a bit of form without Tomahawk and the new look forward line.
Yeah, Wheels.
Yeah, mate.
They look elusive.
I'm tipping the home side, the Catties. I just.
I might change my tip, actually.
Oh, mate. This is one of the most intriguing games of the round, isn't it? Even though it's 5th versus 13.
It is so intriguing. Very intriguing
mate.
game. It's going to have the lot. This
mate.
one. Bit of tagging, some scoring, some...
So I'm gonna go to Cats because I can't remember the last time the Hawks won down at Geelong, mate. So go to Cats.
Fair enough.
I believe it might have been 08, 07 or 8.
Really?
Yeah, they won by 58 points.
Maybe
Might have been the last time they played there. But yes,
Wow.
I heard the start. It's been 18 years. So what year are we?
Yeah, well, we definitely haven't played them
So
since 08
06.
down
Sorry, 06 it was.
Okay.
there. Yeah, definitely haven't played them since 08. Well, it's always been at the G 2 times a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, no, 06, I believe the last time Hawks played there was 06. I believe. But it was a 58-point win to Hawthorn that day, so...
Yeah, well, fair enough. Steelo, who you got?
They could buck the trend.
Oh, yeah, we'll back the Cats in at home, I reckon. Yeah, strong. Like, Hawthorn's good, but not that good just yet to beat them at home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do the same thing. Jump on that friend train. Toot toot! All aboard. All aboard.
All aboard to
Get
the
on the back line,
Cattery.
mate.
We're all hopping aboard. Alright, so we'll move on to the next game. GWS versus Carlton at NG Stadium. It is Saturday night football. Reaby, who you got?
You have to think the Blues are going to be a big thing in this, aren't they? I mean, whereabouts is it? At the Giants?
At the NG Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, look, I mean, Carlton will travel well, they always do. And they're just going to be a bit too strong through the midfield there at the moment, and they should have too much scoring power.
Yeah. Will?
Interesting to see what they can hold the Giants to score-wise, though, because Carlton have been scoring very highly, and interesting to see what they can hold them to. They've been holding sides under 80 almost consistently.
That's it. Well, we'll see what they can do. Wheels?
Yeah, I'm going to go with winning form. You know, with the winning form of the flaggers, mate, the baggers. So can't go past them. With Taylor being out, that's one extra defender for the Giants that can't stop the 2 big towers down at the Blues, mate.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Toby Green
Yeah,
still
so
out.
Blues to me, mate.
Steelo.
Yeah, Blues by 4 goals.
Blues by 4 goals. You heard it here first. Yeah, well, I find it hard not to back the Floggers against this team, so let's go. Let's bring a bit of blues to the GWS.
Floggers.
Let's give them the blues. Alright. Moving on to the next game. Also Saturday night football, but this one's at Optus Stadium. This Fremantle versus Richmond. Oh, come on. Open and shut, Reeves.
Freo.
Wheels.
Tigers.
Really?
No. Flagmantle for me, mate.
There we go. Steelo.
Dismantle.
Dismantle, dat mantle, flag mantle. I'm
Mantle,
going
mantle.
flag mantle. It's hard not to tip flag mantle in this game.
You watch. They'll bloody lose. You watch.
They might. They might. And hey, I'm okay with that because everybody else had tipped Flagmantle. So
It's really one Richmond would pinch, wouldn't it?
yeah.
They only beat strong sides, and it's
Rocks up. Moving on to the next game, it is Melbourne versus the Eagles at the MCG. Reaby, who you got?
I'm going to pick Melbourne.
Yep. Wheels.
A little bit hesitant-ish there, but I think they'll be
$1.15, my friend.
No, it doesn't sell me with anything.
Nathan, they have to win, mate. The D train, come on.
Absolutely. Steelo.
Yeah, get on the D's, mate. Get on French train. Surely you can smash West Coast.
Well, we need to make up for our last performance against West
that's
Coast.
what I'm
this
worried
year.
about. No, West Coast might have a mojo up.
But that was at West Coast.
And you had Petrarca.
This is at the G. This is at the G.
And you had Petrarca.
Yeah, we're not one team. We're not one player. So I reckon we're going to have a comfy win. Comfy Sunday win. And I'll be watching it and I'll be loving it.
They need it.
Absolutely.
It's a must.
It's a must. We need to.
Absolute must.
But we have a pretty decent run home, so I reckon we'll get enough wins to hopefully scrape into the 8. We'll see what we do from
I
there.
reckon you'd be able to get a pretty good multi on that one.
Yeah, I'll be putting some multis down, don't you worry. Alright, moving on, next game. It is St Kilda versus Sydney at Marvel Stadium. Reaby, heart or head? Who you got?
At this stage, I'll be tipping the ladder leaders, Sydney.
There we go. Hard to not. Wheels.
The old Tony Lockett Cup. Love it.
Craig O'Brien Cup.
Yeah, get it right.
There's only one Tony Lockett.
But
Yeah, who you got? Wheels.
I'm gonna tip Sydney.
Yeah.
But you what? I reckon Saints they'll stop their scoring and it'll be a close game. But just the Swannies for me, mate.
No, fair enough. Steelo.
Yeah, mate, the Swannies. I really hope the Saints get a win someday soon.
Yeah. But that's it.
There's a special category for them.
Yeah,
The Rainbow Boss.
down in the bottom 4.
Yeah, look. Sydney, hard to tip Saints, I'm sorry. They're really not the side that they should be at this stage, so yeah. Sydney. Alright, next game, and the last game of the round, it is Brisbane versus Adelaide at the Gabba. Reaby, who you got?
Oh, look, I mean, Tex gives Adelaide a little bit of a focal point now and a difference, but, up at the Gabba, I mean, I'm not going against Brizzy up there.
Yeah, no, it's hard not to. Wheels.
I was going to say, you can't wear the beanie, Daniel, and tip the Crows, mate.
No, but I like Adelaide a bit now for their resilience on the weekend, and I just think they'll finish the year a lot stronger than they've been. But so a little bit of a danger there for Brizzy, but
season's already over. Alright. Wheels of Fortune has decreed.
I'm tipping the Lions for you, Steelo.
Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, second week in a row up at home. I reckon we should be able to show Ben Keys where to shove it.
Fucking
And you've got
show him where to shove it.
Got a couple of contract signings today too, Steelo.
Yeah, boy, great call. Yeah, we got Chuck on board, Barry on board.
yeah,
There you
Good
go.
times. Good times.
good times to be a Lion.
Good future for the Brisbane Lions. So yeah, I'm going to go Brisbane as well because Adelaide are a rabble. And I can't believe they got a win last week. That was a fluke.
We need to get things right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%. All right, well, with that is this week's game. So let's move into closing thoughts. Daniel,
Nathan,
what have you got for us this week?
you know I never have a closing thought for you.
No, I know because you don't think.
Well, I just like to give
Alright.
little food reviews in between.
Oh, you haven't given one in ages.
Managed to find a power tie. What's that word?
Pad Thai?
Power tie, like the real common name, PHO.
Oh, pho?
Faux Thai restaurant today called the French Bakery. That's what its name was. But it was a faux Thai
Hey, look, you
restaurant.
can't
It
tell
had all
what
the
to do.
gear in there. The
Was
crispy.
it a Vietnamese maybe?
Potentially. Sorry, actually, yes, Vietnamese. Sorry, not Thai. I don't know. I was caught up on the Thai.
Might just got time.
It was on Springvale Road in Springvale, right in the middle. Upstairs, massive karaoke room, beautiful, huge Unreal. Me and Paddy, the only two people in there eating. But one to go back to.
Didn't
Cheap.
bust open the karaoke.
Huge food. Spent about $30 each and had the table just filled. And it was a really fantastic feed there at the French Bakery is his name, which is
What suburb was it in?
Springvale Central.
Springvale.
Right in the main drag, right opposite the bus stop.
I know the place.
So it's a
All
very
right.
enjoyable lunch. And then
No,
some very enjoyable Pizza Hut for dinner. So very, very well
it
travelled.
was pizza, that's for sure.
Pizza Hut.
And you had the Italian for dinner. The Italian food.
Yeah, sorry, I've managed to get a flight from Italy.
Wheels, closing thoughts.
No footy for the little fella this weekend because it's school holidays. They have a bit of a break, so it's cool. Got a actual wedding anniversary on the Saturday, so I'll do something with the misso.
Watching the footy,
go for a
nice.
hike or something.
Take her to the local footy.
What's that?
Take her to the local footy.
And then get her ready for Geelong Hawthorn in the afternoon.
Oh, she'll love that.
And
That's what you do.
yeah, and so not much happening, but normal swim on the Sunday. Watch a bit of Bruce on the Sunday too, and just to everyone in the Wheels of Fortune, get your answers in, and to the listeners, I hope it's your team that gets the W this weekend.
Unless you're playing Geelong.
Yeah, exactly.
Stilo, closing thought. Quantum engineer.
Yeah, I just want this week I just want to let everyone know that Dan's wearing a beanie at the moment, Big Daddy, and that said beanie I ended up chucking me guts in on the weekend, or a couple of weekends back, and it's just been hanging up on the line after I gave it a hose. And I reckon it's
Not the vomit follicles.
yeah,
in there.
no one really knows if it's been washed. My bet is that it hasn't been washed.
And it's got the vomit follicles.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, you did. I was here for that conversation.
That beanie.
This was the whole conversation we had before the pod. Yeah.
Well, you should have spewed in his jacket, not the beanie.
Nah, I gave it the smell test.
Yeah, they started smelling the beanie before, being like, it's fine. I'm like, no, you should have thrown it out.
It's still good.
But anyway, thank you for those closing thoughts, Mr. Chip Engineer. Quantum Engineer Steel.
Someone chimpanzee.
Yeah, Chip.
Chimpanzee,
Well,
that's him.
He's a grease monkey. He's a grease monkey, that guy.
Alright, my closing thoughts is, good times. Bruce Rando stream this weekend, get involved. Wrestling, the Wide Six have debuted. They look fucking sick, get involved.
Okay, Bruce.
Lots of things getting involved right now. And also, the Hot D's popping off. Fucking Boys is popping off. Got a lot popping off right now.
What time's the stream on normally, mate?
10 a.m. Sunday mornings usually. We'll see if I actually do it this time. But yeah, probably will. So come jump on by and jump in the chat.
I'm
Say
always
hi.
there.
You're never there. I wish you was there sometimes. It'd be nice.
Never miss.
Yeah, always miss. That's fine. But we'll see you there. All right, well, that's it from us at All for Footy, and we're out.